Hi everyone, this is me, Morgan Bertsch, reporting for Kids First. Today we're here at the Atwater Playhouse in Los Angeles, California. We're going to have a great time, talk to some of the stars, and watch the play Red Velvet. And this is actually based on a true story about a real man and real characters. I'm absolutely going to have a great time, and I hope you guys do. So come on, let's go.
Now we're also located fairly close to some train tracks, so if you happen to hear a rumble or even feel a little bit of shaking, it's not the big one, it's just a train passing. And now, without further ado, here's Red Velvet. Enjoy the show. Thank you.
Look at this room.
Because I look at you.
Making small talk, but dying. How long do I have?
But just an hour, sir. They put the performance as late as they can, as you expected.
Leave her.
Pardon?
Must I constantly repeat myself?
No, sir. Have you given your more, Mr. Keene?
Henry,
No, it's fine. Iago many times, but the title role was always father's.
you could go on with the book, Charlie.
No need.
Oh, Pierre,
Please don't leave.
are you all right?
Oh, my ears are evening. Someone knocked into me and ran away. I couldn't get around the building.
Come on in. Run and tell the company manager Mr. Laporte has arrived, will you?
Have you checked your purse?
Ah, oui, merci.
May I just say that I'm deeply honored to be joining this company. I'm sorry it's in such sad circumstances, but the show, it won't suffer for it, I assure you.
You want something?
No, not for me, thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh, this is Henri Forrester, Ira, or Rodrigo.
I'm really very pleased to meet you, sir.
Likewise, Henry.
I'm friends with Daniel Young. He was with you at the Cobo?
Dan, of course, what you doing?
I'm here with Carolina, who plays Helena. I'm here with Dee, who plays Connie, so how are you? I'm here with Sean, so how are you?
Excellent.
I'm here with Erin Elizabeth Reet, who plays Margaret, so how are you?
I am great tonight. How are you doing?
I'm absolutely splendid. I'm here with Paul Outlaw, who plays Ira Aldridge, who plays the big man in this film, or play, I should say. So, what do you think? Did you enjoy this?
Yes, it's a really incredible role. There's so much to act in that role. I mean, Shakespeare, people at home, married couple, working, young, old. There's a lot to play. Yeah, so I love that. Yeah.
Now, did you face any difficulties having to play such a big role? Like, also that had to, you had to think so much, and also, were you nervous or all?
Yeah, I mean, you're always nervous when you're doing a play. When you do live theater, that's kind of part of the joy of it. It's part of the excitement, the nerves. But I think the biggest challenge for me, I mean, there's so many challenges, but the biggest challenge was the amount of time we had. I had the play in my hands for the first time on January 10th. I have a notebook that's this thick, that's got things about his family that I could find. There've been a lot of books about him. And in the past 4 years, there's been an entirely new 4-volume biography that's pretty definitive, has exhaustive stuff in there. So I was reading all these biographies, looking at photographs of him, just doing a lot of research so I could feel like I knew him.
Well, I definitely agree. You did a fantastic job. I absolutely loved your character. And I'd have to say you were one of my favorites. You were amazing. So, since you've only done a few short films and independent films, what do you think the difference is between films and plays?
Well, the biggest difference as an actor is that in film everything's smaller because the camera can get as close as we are now, and so you don't have to do so many things. It's a lot more about what you're thinking, and then it comes out through your eyes. And with the play, it's through your whole body, and of course it has to reach all the way as far back as the theater goes. So as an actor, you have to be. It's the same same feelings, same thoughts. It's just that you have to kind of not project them so much for film, for the camera.
So when you were doing research, was there anything shocking or anything that interested you that you actually found out about yourself or your character?
Well, yeah, there was actually something very personal that I found out. I thought, I didn't know much about African Americans in New York in the early 19th century. I'm from New York, and first thing I discovered is that New York, really, when you're talking about New York at that time, is Lower Manhattan, like the Wall Street area and a little bit north of that, and that's where I grew up. So I found out, I have a map that I made that has on the map all the places where he went to school, all the places where he first saw theater, all the places where he lived. And I have the same like dots of a different color from my life, and they almost overlap.
Wow,
Yes, so,
that's cool.
Yeah, so that was the first thing that was kind of like, wow. Then I found out that he died in Poland, as you see in the play. The first and last scenes of the play are in Poland, and what the play doesn't tell you is that he died the next week. He actually never got to perform because he was ill. So he tried. They kept rescheduling the performances, and then he died in this town. Well, it turns out that several years ago, I was in that town doing a theater workshop, and I was doing the workshop about a 5-minute walk from the site of that theater where he died, and where he's buried is a beautiful tombstone. Was also within walking distance. I thought that's weird. And then I lived in Germany for 10 years, and I go back every summer to visit friends or to perform. And the last time I performed, which was I think 2 years ago, I looked at the map again. He was in that same place, 5-minute walk. He received honors from like the Emperor of Prussia and performed at one of the theaters that I used to go to see theater. So I feel like I thought a little bit like I must be reincarnated or something because there's so many connections in our lives, and that made me embrace him and become kind of possessive of him as a character.
I'm here with Benjamin Pohlmeyer, who is the director of this fantastic, stunning, and amazing play. So, how are you today?
Oh, I'm relieved that the play was so well received because, 6 weeks of rehearsals now, having obviously paid off since we've got such a positive response.
So, where are you from, actually?
I'm originally from Germany.
Seriously, wow, that's awesome. Now, what made you decide to choose this particular instance to do as a play? Because a lot of people are used to seeing modern times, and they're not used to going back in time, and they're not usually used to seeing like the difference and how much work and effort it takes to go into a play. And it's actually kind of funny because this was a play inside of a play, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a number of reasons. I read this play a few years ago and just liked it from the beginning, just from the subject matter and the way it was written and all that stuff. And then the social discourse the last few years has very been about race and inclusion and so forth. And then it so happened that I found out that the Independent Shakespeare Company is doing a production of Othello just down the hall, and I thought it would be a great way to produce these two plays kind of in tandem, so that anybody who's interested in Othello can see it, and then if they want a little bit more about the history, they can come see this particular play. And that's where this all started to
We got to watch Red Velvet, which is a true story about Ira Aldridge, who was actually the first black man who got to play on a play stage in a playhouse in London. Did a great job, and I want to say thank you so much. This was an eye-opening experience, and I really learned a lot. I think that this was absolutely just terrific. And I want to say thank you to all the actors who got to play these magnificent parts for talking to me. And also I want to say thank you to the Playhouse. So thanks so much for watching. Bye. See you next time on Kids First.